This is going to be again a little bit a different video, not specifically about conscious leadership, or maybe it is. Let's see how it goes. No, today's video, I want to, you know, I wanted to let it be a little bit more about building in public, okay? Because I think that is also really cool, building in public. Why I think it's so cool is because it kind of, when you are sharing with others what you're doing and what you're building, you kind of can use conscious awareness to see how you feel when you're sharing it with others. Because that message, that feeling, that energy that we're feeling is a frequency, and that frequency is either constructive or destructive. So I think it's very cool to by sharing in public, you're getting that feedback, if you will. And in the same time, it inspires others, right? Like inspiration is again an energy frequency that others are feeling inspired when their energy start to resonate on the same frequency. So that's what inspiration is, right? Inspiration is never from a high frequency to a low frequency. It's always from a low frequency to a high frequency, right? So if there's anybody out there who gets inspired by this, then, well, that's cool, right? That's helpful. Raising conscious awareness is what we're all about here. Anyway, so my story as a coach. 2016, I made a conscious decision that I would leave corporate world. It took me 2 years to prepare for that. It took me 2 years to mentally and emotionally and spiritually and financially prepare for my exit there. And so I wrote a letter from the future. I dated that, mentioned that in one of my other videos. I dated that like December 2017. And actually everything beautifully fell into place. And I left the corporate at like December 2017 on that date, right? And, I had no real idea what I was going to do. I literally burned the bridges. I burned the boats. I just entered a new land with no plan B, and I'm just going to make it work, right? And I knew that I always loved coaching so much in corporate because I was always like training and leading new leaders, who just got promoted. I was always coaching and guiding them, and I loved that. So I knew that when I left corporate that it was going to be something around that, yeah? And that's when I got my first consulting job, actually. So it was a founder of a recruitment agency, and I started consulting and coaching him and his co-founder, and for about a year. It was a very interesting journey. And I realized that I was able to really influence people's conscious awareness. And I'm not giving myself the credit. I think I'm just a messenger here. This is being granted to me, right? This capability. And what happened is that they actually split off. The conscious awareness grew to the point for both of them where they become aware that they were stuck in a rut for years and that both of them would be more happy and successful in life and in business when they would part ways. And so they did. And that was my first realization, like, I never took a course in coaching. I never trained myself in this skill. It was just something that came to me. And that's when I decided I'm going to do more coaching. I think this is just a calling. This doesn't feel like work for me. And I realized that coaching is about being very present, being very available and empathic towards the other person and creating a space for the other person. And so years went by, and I, together with a co-founder, launched REMODE. REMODE is my now coaching and consulting business, because I do still consulting as well. everything: mission, vision, values, goals, strategic map, uh, the accountability framework, delegation systems, everything leadership systems I consult on, and I coach the founders then also on the mindset, leader mind, right? I call that, which is for a large part also have to do with the consciousness, yeah, conscious leadership. So where was I? Yeah, so I built REMODE, and I realized that I found myself, I became conscious aware that I stepped into the trap of thinking that I could only build this company out successfully when I would work 10-hour days. And so I started to again work. And it started to drain my energy. And I started to feel disconnected from the family life and for myself. And I was starting to say no to things that I loved doing in life just because I thought I need to work. And I was just caught in this energy pendulum that tried to convince me that that's the only way how I could be successful with my coaching business. Okay? And so a few years in, I split up with my co-founder. She has her own very successful business right now. And I came to this point where I was like, what? I don't know anymore what I want with this business. I was about to give up. I was even playing with the thought to get a job again. And my heart was like, no, do not take a job. This is not aligned with your being, with your soul. Build your own creativity out. And that was 2022. And that year, I made a vow to myself. I made a vow that said, I will, as a sort of, my primary mission is to raise conscious awareness in leaders and to make them in that way, help them become better leaders, not towards their people only, but also towards themselves. I made it also a vow that I would have a sort of secondary mission, and this is what I'm going to do, this building in public a little bit in these videos here. The secondary mission is about, I'm going to prove to myself, but also to the world, that you can actually be wildly successful in an absolute minimum amount of hours. Okay? And maximum energy output. In the previous video, I spoke about energy management, right? This is also very much tied into this because it's not time we need. It is focus and energy on what we do that we need. And so I made it my vow, my personal mission to say, I'm going to build a wildly successful big business that grows into multiple 7 figures by working, but actually putting work in maybe 10, 15, max 20 hours per week. Okay, so like 4-hour days, right? And, taking that decision put a lot of responsibility and accountability on myself to find methods, ways, energy alignments, systems, tools, teachings, coaches to actually make this true, right? Because the notion that it's not possible is just a belief. It's the same belief as I need to work 16-hour days to be successful. It's just a belief. So if you believe that you need to work 16, 12-hour days, 7 days per week to be successful, then that's exactly what you're going to need. But if you believe that you can achieve the same level of success by working 20 hours per week, and that's your belief, then that's what is going to happen. That is what you're going to manifest. So I stick to this belief, and people were telling me, no, like, look at this person, successful, works hundreds of hours per month. Look at that person, long weeks. Like, there's no way you can be successful without hard work. Like, as if the only way to be successful as a soul is like to suffer. I don't believe it. I believe you can be successful being very centered and very calm, very calm energy, and very recharged and very positive and very much letting go. I believe that's totally possible. And so 3 years into this vow, or 2.5 years into this vow, this year I made multiple six figures. And, you know, when I say to people like, yeah, how much does your business do? Well, I did this multiple six figures. Oh, so wow. So how much do you work? I get this question. I said, yeah, like 15 hours per week. And they're like, they almost wanted to say, like, you don't deserve it, you know? And others told to me, whoa, if you can do so much in 15 hours per week, why are you not working 3-4 times as much? Because that's not how it works. I believe it's not how it works. You know, yeah, there are success stories out there, people that work a ton and get very successful, but there are much, much, much more non-success stories out there for people who work just the same as much and never pass the 1 million mark, for example, for years in a row. What is going on then? It's conscious awareness, it's energy levels, it's beliefs. That is what brings us success. Whatever success means for you. For me, the best level of success is just going to bed and having full peace of mind that I live life to the fullest and that I'm absolutely in peace with myself, right? I've been a good dad today. I've been a good husband today. I've been good to myself today. I did some really nice, I was given really nice tasks to work on, and I had really nice conversations. Like, you know, that is what success is like for me. The money is just a side factor. So, building in public, this video is about that, is for me to guide you on the journey that, you know, instead of just saying you don't need to work 12-hour days, I want to show it to you also, you know. And so I'm working on next version of my business. It's going to be more using modern technology combined. So the consulting will be more modern technology combined with still the traditional human-to-human coaching, which, you know, coaching in a way is just tuning into each other's energy frequency. And just like I need to work on my energy frequency all the time, which I do with a whole list of things, I only can coach others when I'm in a state of being that is, you know, that allows me to help others in their state of being, right? I can't coach others when I don't coach and work on myself. So this is the first video then on building in public. I'm gonna keep you up to date on how things are progressing on my side, and you know, how I built this coaching business into multiple 7 figures. So it's not about the money. Yes, I love money and money loves me, and money flows constantly towards me, and money unlocks a lot of things we want in life. But money is also just a side factor, okay? It all starts with this energy and focus and beliefs, and then the money will anyways follow. And the money is a great reflection. It's a great measure of the impact we're making. I think it's the number one measure that people most naturally believe in of what defines success in our world, right? But it's absolutely not the only measure of success in our world. Yeah, it's also not the only currency in our world. You know, there's also the currency of energy, for example. Anyways, that was the first video on building in public. Probably in future videos, I'll be a bit more concrete on what am I building and why am I building that, and how I would fail at that or how will I succeed at that. You know, I will share all stories raw. I will also share my states of beings in there. For example, the first half of this week, I was in a pretty low energy frequency. I didn't have connection to the free energy supply, but I also didn't sleep really well. But something shifted yesterday, and today I'm again fully back into the vibration that I feel good with, and that I feel I have really my creative energy. For example, you know, I'm shooting now 3 YouTube videos in a row, and it's just as if it just comes to me. I don't have to prepare a script or something. It's just automatically flowing out. It's connection to the free energy, connection to the infinite intelligence out there. which is so important to have as a leader, because that's how businesses are built. Anyways, that's enough for this today's video. If you want to get coached on this whole mindset and consciousness, conscious leadership, and being a conscious leader, there's this Q community. It's not really a community. I don't expect you to be there like an active member. We already have enough distractions in life with platforms, but it's a great platform to keep in touch on what's going on and get access to free hot seat coaching. I'm going to give free hot seat coaching to anyone who wants that. This is definitely going to take you out of your comfort zone, because you will have to share some of your challenges in public, and I will coach you in public on it. But in that way, others will learn from the conversation as well, and you get your challenges as a leader solved while you're probably making connections with new people as well. So if that's something you find fun, join through the link here below, and I will see you in a next video. Bye.